Miguel, Armando, Kevin. So prior to Code Day, well, us three, Jose, Kevin, and me, we knew Java, and he didn't know Java. But the three of them knew Python, and I didn't. So there was some issues there we had to resolve what language we would do. Eventually, we chose Python, and none of us were really good with user interface. So that was a big issue with coming up trying to make our program look nice.
We were brainstorming and we thought that we could make a program that can save you time when you're doing homework. And some of the problems that take a really long time is when you're doing calculus and you want to find the derivatives of rate of change. And we had to figure out all the formulas for that and then implement them in our code.
Rate of change gets incredibly annoying sometimes. So our program is called the Elite Calculator. Not my idea. So the program helps calculate area and perimeter, and then volume and surface area, and you can also choose whether or not you want to have a rate of change calculation in there also.
That's amazing.
And
the program for house mission.
and about here.
The program asks the user for how many dimensions the shape has. Then for the shape itself, one can find area, perimeter, surface area, and volume depending on the number of dimensions the shape has.
Yeah, because if it's a three-dimensional shape, it's not going to ask you for perimeter or area. It'll ask for surface area or volume. And also it asks if you want to, you have the option whether or not you do rate of change calculations. And then after that, it asks you for the values of all variables. And since this is a calculator, you can make one variable the unknown by typing in x instead of a number, and then the rest type in numbers, so those are the knowns. And the program solves that problem for you. And if you want, you can do it again. And then here are some examples of the area formulas we used. There were many, many more than that. Just that. So the process was that I did the entire rate of algorithm for rate of change calculations, and they helped me proofread all 300 lines. Because there were a lot of parentheses, errors, I put pi instead of math.pi, rather than use a Python.
I did the non-rate of change part of the code, so I basically did the area of the two-dimensional shapes and the perimeter, and also of the three-dimensional shapes, just the surface area and the volume, not the rate of change.
And Jose worked on this PowerPoint, and then Kevin helped with user interface, but we didn't really get to implement that. Some of the challenges, we didn't really have any experience with user interface at all, Java or Python, so we really, yeah, that was difficult too. And I also had to learn Python, because DC knew it and I did not. And so all the algorithms, rate of change, and the non-rate of change one, that took a lot of proofreading and effort into making it.
It took them like 10 minutes to learn Python.
It wasn't 10.
You guys are geniuses, seriously. Yeah, good name.
Okay, and should I demonstrate the code before we do the what we learned?
If you could jump to the demo, so that fun.
I'm sorry.
Jump to the
straight.
demo, yeah.
I'll never take you after
You got a job offer from CodeDayNov.
Dimensions. Rectangular prism was the hardest out of all of them because you have 6 knowns and 1 unknown. And then let's just pick surface area. And then, okay, so let's just
So what he did was he inputted the values that he knew and then the x that he wanted to solve for.
now this is Armando's part of the code. Number of dimensions 3. Let's do 2 for sphere. Surface area. Okay, that's 4 pi r squared drdt, so that would be, radius is 62. Okay, and volume of Q, so that would be, the side length, let's just put 10. Yeah, then you get the volume as 1,000. Okay, so that's our elite calculus aider. Thank you.
This is our project for Code Day 2014. I'm Kyle,
Josh.
Rodrigo,
and I'm in 11th grade,
11th grade.
12th grade.
and we're from the same school, Herbert Gear Young Scholars Academy, and he's from
I'm from Paul Hayden.
And I don't know. You want to talk about your experience with code beforehand?
Sure. So I've been coding for about 5 years now in a couple different languages, but not Android like we were using, so it was really new for me.
I've done a little bit with web design and HTML5, CSS, and a little bit with C++ with Paint. But
I've done basic Java and Python.
yeah. And then we decided to make content aggregator, and we were going to call it Pushy, as it pushes all of your notifications to one place. And so you get your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram messaging, and we wanted originally to put basically everything into one place, but it would require routing for most phones. So we ended up with just Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, text messaging, Tumblr, Google Plus.
Yeah, about not being able to do everything. In a 24-hour time frame, it would have taken it would take an impossibly long amount of time to get all the applications. So
We have messaging.
we're working on it.
And we went around, so he and I just posted the idea briefly as what did we call it, Information Hub, just beforehand, and then he approached us with another Jose, what's his last name? Rios. And they joined, and then shortly Jose left, and we became a team. And after 24 hours and no break, we kept going through. We split a different work. He was a little bit less experienced with it, so
I was in charge of doing the main GUI with the swipe animation, so we just swipe from one app to the other.
And then I focused on the whole design of the actual UI, and then he focused on.
I did the nitty-gritty of the applications, so a lot of the functionality.
And then, so I have the app on my phone right now.
So far, what would you estimate, about 10 hours of figuring out the bugs?
Several crashes and Photoshop
Yeah, we had
closing.
crashes.
So
but
right now
I'd
it's
say 10 hours of bugs, so we got not very far on it.
pass it around to it's just showing a new notification.
So you can swipe through those screens. We've only implemented messaging, and we've had trouble with that. But that's a text message that was on Kyle's phone, so it pulled it from the phone and put it into the app. So we're currently working on making it so if you hit the button, it'll send you to the Messenger app, but we're not quite there yet.